push the button. Push the button before the song comes on. Again, the next song. Oh my God, and our chat's screwed up right out the gate today. We got to refresh it. Get the refresh or schist. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes a minute for that old chat to refresh and warm itself up. Oh, that reminds me. I got to get in the green room. Oh, my God. Green room-itis. I think I had it. I don't have it now. Is Witchy Cat here? She might be muted.
I'm not.
Oh, my God, you're not muted. Oh, God. Okay, shocked. What's up, dude?
Sorry.
It's Monday.
Not much. What's up with you? It is.
Isn't it mute
Monday?
yourself? Isn't it mute yourself Monday?
Is that a hint? Do I need to mute myself? I'll be
No,
happy.
no, it's not a hint. I thought you were muted, and then you weren't. And then now here we are. We've transgressed into the future time.
It is true. Nope, it's Monday, and the world is not. My tiny section of the world is not yet on fire. So good time.
Aren't you? Isn't it snowing?
Nope, not today. I actually left the mountain this week.
You did what?
I actually left the mountain.
Oh, isn't the snow coming?
Maybe.
Oh.
Not over here. They're only giving me like 20% chance at the most.
Oh, so it's going souther. It's going southerly.
Yeah.
Is it skipping? It's skipping you and going more southerly, right?
Well, that's what the forecast says, as we know, and those who have listened know. Here in my little bowl, anything can happen. It could be 70 tomorrow here in this little weird microclimate climate.
I gotta see if I can. Let me post it. Oh, I guess I could have just posted it in the chat instead of on general, but I'll show you guys how converged the convergence zone is. Look at this. So this was happening in my neck of the woods. I live a lot north of this happening, but if you see on the map here, let me make it bigger. Make it bigly. So Seattle's right here, Shoreline, Edmonds, Painfield, Everett, Marysville, Arlington, Mount Vernon. And you see the stretch of precipitation, not participation, precipitation, just shooting straight through here and like nothing happening north or south of it. So it's like just a fucking blast headed straight to Edmonds. This was happening the other day. And when I say the other day, I mean yesterday at 9:29 p.m. So last night, which is what most normal people would say. They would say this happened last night. So let's say that. But you could see it's just shooting straight through. We can't look at it on this map, but Witchy Cat's way up north of the. I'm up north of this. This didn't happen near me. This happened southerly of me. But yeah. So I'm guessing that it's just going straight through and not hitting all the way up north where you're at.
No. Wenatchee and Ellensburg will catch it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going.
It's just like, okay, I-90. Sweet.
Yeah, it's going straight east to west and just blasting straight through. So that's cool. That's good, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you can't be hoping for a ton of snow, but they said they were going to get 50 inches last night or they were saying last night that they're going to get 50 inches at Mount Baker tonight.
Oh, my cousin, I'm sure, is hoping.
That'll be cool.
Certain the ski season is over. So.
What's that?
My cousin, who is certain the ski season is screwed, I'm sure is happy to hear 50 inches at Mount Baker. He might get up there.
Oh, no, the ski season is screwed since it started 4.5 months ago.
Yeah.
So basically, if anybody's wondering, if you're on the West Coast, okay, anywhere on the West Coast of the United States, If the ski runs, the ski resorts, the ski areas, if they're open by Halloween, that's good, but with an expectation that they would be open by Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving in the United States is typically November 24th-ish. So they should be open. They're expected to be open by Thanksgiving weekend in the United States, and if they're not, then something's fucked.
Yeah.
And they've been hurting this season for snow big time, which a lot of people are worried about the snowpack. If you don't know, on the West Coast, a lot of our water, which does apply to you fish people, our water comes from the mountains. During the wintertime, it snows a lot in the mountains, and it accumulates a lot of snow. And then that snow, guess what? What happens in the springtime?
It melts.
It gets melty because it gets hotter out, right?
And runs through my yard.
Yeah, and that water melts, and it runs straight through Witchy Cat's yard all the way down to the bottom. And it fills up our reservoirs and where a lot of our water comes from. It's one of the reasons living in the Pacific Northwest, our water is so freaking clean here out of the tap. Our reservoirs are way up in the mountains and blah, blah, blah. And it's almost always just snow melt, which there's not really anything in snow melt water. It hasn't touched really anything to get stuff in it. So we don't have hard water. We have soft water. And, reminded of that last week when we were at Washington, D.C. And when you get done taking a shower, you don't feel clean. You don't feel clean like you do out here on the West Coast. Some people would say it's not that big of a deal. But I would say it's kind of a daily big deal that you don't feel clean after having washed yourself with all sorts of industrial soaps. And then you still just feel all greasy and weird after the fact. It's one of the slight benefits that you would think about. It's a daily thing, right? Let's check in with the chat. We got Mark here, which means that we should probably talk about the opening of the NFL. The NFL, oh God, what do you call it? The NFL off season basically has just started. Anybody who's not under contract. What am I talking about here? There's a name for it. What the fuck's it called? I know Witchy Cat's not gonna know what it is.
Hey. Not the draft or not enrollment period.
No, it's just NFL free agency. I don't know why I was brain farting on
free
that.
agency.
The free agency has started. If you're not under contract, now people can start, offering contracts to your guys who don't have a contract, right? They become a free agent March 9th, 2026. That was this morning. So far, the Seattle football Seahawks have lost Kobe Bryant, one of our cornerbacks, has been lost to the Chicago football Bears. And it seems that our running back has been signed by Kansas City. So the Super Bowl MVP is headed to Kansas City, our running back. I'm not super worried about the Seahawks in free agency. Who did we sign? We re-signed Okada, right? Yeah, I think we re-signed Okada and somebody else. Let's see, re-signings. Yeah, we re-signed Josh Jobe, Drake Thomas, which is good. And Tai Okada, right? Yeah. And George Holani, who's our, fourth string running back. We re-signed those guys. Let's see who's left. Rick Woolen, he's probably not going to get re-signed to the Seahawks, I don't think. And Rashid Shaheed, which I'm not worried about. I mean, I would like to keep Rashid Shaheed, but he was kind of an extra addition guy, and we have what's his name? I gotta can't remember his name right now, but we have a wide receiver that got injured. What was his name? Let's see. Seahawks wide receiver. We just have to look at the whole thing because he's on injured reserve, so he's not going to come up. What was his name? Can we just like have the depth chart? Is that a thing that we can look at? Is that how do we wide receiver? Rashid Shaheed, Cody White, Tyrone Broden. Who the hell is Tyrone Broden? I don't know who that is. Torrey Horton. Torrey Horton's the guy who got injured. And he should be back next year. He got injured, and he basically is the wide receiver that Rashid Shaheed took his spot after he got injured. We traded for Rashid Shaheed. Would I like to keep both of them? Sure. Would you like to keep everybody? Yeah. Is that a reality? No. That's not a reality. You can't pay everybody, and you can't keep everybody. So I'm not really all that worried. It looks like the Seahawks are going to get compensatory picks for some of their losses, which means we'll have extra draft picks. And I'm really not worried about this free agency. I mean, it does suck to lose your running back, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it really isn't that big of a deal. Arizona is going for Arch Manning next year already. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, then like Arizona still sucks. I mean, I don't like. That's so stupid. Like, why do the insane reach for Arch Manning? Just because it's the Peyton, or because it's I said Peyton, but it's the Manning legacy, right? I mean, because what Arch is, it's not Peyton or Eli's kid. It's the other brother, the one that got his neck broken, right? Arch Manning dad. Who's his dad? It's the other guy, Cooper. I forgot. That's a name you can't remember. Cooper. So, by the way, Cooper Manning is the oldest brother. He was supposedly the best quarterback out of all of them. In his senior year in college, he got a neck injury, and they were like, "You cannot play football anymore, or you're likely going to be paralyzed. Like, you're fucked. Like, don't play football anymore. You cannot play football anymore." So of course he didn't get drafted because nobody would draft him, and he wouldn't play football anymore because who wants to be fucking paralyzed? Like, nobody. And if they're telling you like you have been like you've been injured, I can't remember what the injury was. Let's see. What happened to him? He accepted the diagnosis immediately. He was told he had spinostenosis, a narrowing of the spine and pinching of the nerves. Manning accepted diagnosis immediately and ended his playing career. That's right. Because no one was going to draft him, right? He played for Mississippi, and Peyton wore number 18 because Cooper was number 18. So, yeah, and by all accounts, it's like, good guy, right? Like, nothing wrong with this guy. Good guy.
Right.
And so Arch Manning was one of his 3 kids. He has, I think, 2 or 3 or 4 kids. I don't know how many kids he has. He has 3 kids? Yeah, 3 kids. Okay. And so because of the Manning name, he sort of has this legacy, right? So he's 6'4", 220 pounds, which is exactly what you want your quarterback on paper to be, right? He's 21 years old. Let's see, what's his overall record? Did he? I don't even think he played last year. 2023, after playing in the spring game for Team Orange, Manning was named the team's third-string quarterback behind Quinn Ewers and Malik Murphy. Manning made his college debut November 24th during the third quarter of a blowout win against Texas Tech, completing 2 of 5. So 2024, Manning made his 2024 season debut against Colorado State. 2025 is when he played for the Longhorns, played the whole season. 61% passing, 3,100 yards, 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So, like, I don't know. I mean, I really feel like you're going way out on a limb if you're going all in on getting this kid, because I mean, there's a chance he is like he is somehow like the guy next year. Because he's or wait, is he gonna play next year? Let's see. Okay, so he's going to play another year at the Longhorns. So he's going to play for the Longhorns next year, and he'll be a top prospect for 2027. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, if you're at all involved in an NFL team and you're hoping that this guy has a good season next year, and that's, like, really where you're putting all your money, that is a terrible, bad idea. I mean, realistically. In my opinion.
You have no control over injuries or anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no injuries, no development. You don't know. You know, it's such a
big question mark.
It's such a huge question mark. So the Arizona Cardinals, they have Kyler Murray. He's expected to be released. He's a little tiny quarterback who runs around, right? I mean, he's really good, but he just hasn't gotten over the hump, right, of being like, oh my God, that's the guy, right? Although he's been paid like it. Current free agent quarterbacks. They have Tua is likely to be released. Malik Willis, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, Kenny Pickett, Trey Lance. Let's see how many other quarterbacks are on the loose right now. Yeah, so just released. Yeah, the Seahawks re-signed cornerback Josh Jobe, 3 years, $24 million. That was expected as a retaining guy, but like the one guy I was excited for was let me see, is it listed here? Was Ty Okada. I mean, that was probably the other day, so it's not on this list. It was a couple days ago, because that kid was like, he played on all these weird downs where it was like, okay, we need you to be in this one weird spot, right? You know what I mean? And every time it seemingly was like, oh my God, that guy's exactly where he needs to be. So, yeah, I'm excited. And the dude was like very enthusiastic about playing football. So you're like a guy that has that kind of heart and obviously can take the coaching, yeah, bring that guy back for sure. So, enthusiasm and can obviously, get the spot. So we got tight ends, wide receivers, running backs. You figure quarterbacks are at the top, and they are. Okay, here we go. I was just scrolled down too far. Let's see. Kyle Allen, Carson Wentz, Josh Johnson, Brad Allen, Nate Sudfeld. I don't know who that. I don't even have a clue who that is. Taylor Heineke, Clayton Tune, Tim Boyle. Jake Browning, Zach Wilson, Gardner Minshew, Joe Flacco, Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, Tyrod, I mean, I feel like Arizona would be better off developing one of these guys. Like Sam Howell, he's in his third season, I think. Let me see. Let's see. What season is he in? Yeah, I think he's in his third season. Yeah, he's with Seattle in 2024, Vikings in 2025. Mid-season, they traded him to the Eagles. I mean, like, this is a perfect example of a guy that you could bring in as the Arizona Cardinals, right? And work with this guy, right? And just play some football. Because this guy doesn't have any of the... You don't have to, like, design your offensive line around him. You don't need to go find specific players to see this guy, like, chuck the ball around. It would be way better off to just do that. Get a journeyman quarterback, work with him, see what happens, right? Than to tank and try and go get a guy who you don't even have a clue if he can even play in the NFL. That's, basically my opinion. High five, Fish Fam Link. Oh, yeah, you got to give the Fish Fam Link a high five. It says, help our community grow like this video and hit subscribe. You should do that. It's fucking vital. That's some vital shit, apparently. I don't know. It's vitally important. It's wildly, vitally, wickedly important. Is that Blue Chew? Wait, who's eating the Blue Chew?
Mark said something about Mind Chew.
Oh, Arizona got Gardner Minshew, the mustache. Yeah. Look at it. Doesn't he? Does he have the mustache still? Let's see if he's got the mustache or the mustache. Well, maybe he still does. He's from Spokane, Washington, right?
Okay.
No, he was born in Missouri, but he played in... No, but he played in Eastern Washington, right? What's his... Oh, my God. We can't go to his Instagram. Can't do that. What's his career? Let's see. I thought he played at the Cougs, right? Washington State.
Yeah,
he did. He played Washington State. 7 years experience at Washington State. Oh my God, is he a doctor? What the fuck? Why is it listed 7 years experience at Washington State?
It is Wazoo.
Yeah, Wazoo's in Eastern Washington.
Party school.
Is it a party school?
Supposedly, it was one of the top spots for years.
I'm gonna look that up. I don't know. I wouldn't think that's accurate, but we'll look it up. Oh no, he has 7 years experience in the league. Okay, 2019, 2021, that equals 7 years. Okay, I didn't realize he's been in the league for 7 years. But so they're doing what I was saying. Just get a journeyman guy. See how it works out.
Have him form with the team.
I mean, I think the reality is that, like, is my computer fucking frozen? I think it is.
No.
Oh my God. Okay, computer freaked out there for a minute. Trying to close a window. It was like, what? Anyhow, I think the as far as like the NFL goes, like it's fucking categorically stupid to tank and then just go get a number one pick. Like it's not, you can't do that. Like there are no throwaway seasons in the NFL. But like one of the funny parts I would say with of late with recent seasons, you see like Daniel Jones gets into the league and fails miserably, mainly because he's with the Giants and they suck. Fails miserably and then suddenly goes to Indianapolis, and it's like, he's the greatest quarterback you've ever seen, you know? And it's like Sam Darnold, you know, he gets picked by the Jets, and the Jets are terrible. So they kick him around for a while, and then he wins the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. And they're like, Sam Darnold's the greatest quarterback ever. And it's like, well, the talent was there. It's just, can you be in the opportunity and get the coaching and have the system be correct for that guy? And then, obviously, a tiny bit of luck, right? But it's mostly like, is he in the right, you know, is the guy in the right environment to be able to play quarterback? There's clearly 100 of them every year in Division I football that, like, are of the physical stats, right, to be able to play in that spot. And so I think realistically, I think we're going to see a lot more over the years of less investment into quarterbacks, because you're going to see a lot more of the journeyman guys getting a shot, that, you know, guys who have bounced around the league for 4, 5, 6 years. They have a good reputation of, like, showing up, work ethic, all that, blah, blah, blah. And they all have the physicality, and then being able to be put into a system that will work for them. I think you'll see a lot more of that. But it just the wasting all of your team's fucking equity on a quarterback is just not a proven. It's not proven in football, as much as people like to say it.
Name.
What's that?
Said especially if you're just doing it for the name.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, there's this old adage that you have to have, like, a top tier quarterback in the NFL to win, right? But then you go like, who? Like, hold on, who are the last winning quarterbacks? Because, like, Jalen Hurts isn't a top tier necessarily, right? QBs that won Super Bowl list. We want a whole list here. And we can't start in 1966 because Bart Starr's on there. Joe Namath.
Yo.
Yeah, so out of... Let's start back in the year 2000, right? In the year 2000, you had Trent Dilfer, who was a lunch pail quarterback. Then, of course, you got Tom Brady, right? Which was 2001 was like his first one. Then you had Brad Johnson, lunch pail quarterback. Tom Brady. Ben Worthlessberger should have been in jail for raping all those people. Was Ben Worthlessberger technically a top tier? Maybe, but he went up against Matt Hasselbeck, right? Then the next year you had Peyton Manning versus Rex Grossman, right? The next year you had Eli Manning winning against Tom Brady. Then the next year you had Ben Worthlessberger again versus Kurt Warner, a guy who was actually bagging groceries at one point, right? Drew Brees. You had Drew Brees winning the next year against Peyton Manning. Then you had Aaron Rodgers winning against Worthlessberger. Eli beating Tom Brady again. Then you had Joe Flacco, right? Who, by the way, is still in the league somehow. He's like 50,000 years old. Versus Colin Kaepernick. Then you had Russell Wilson versus Peyton Manning. Then you had Tom Brady winning again versus Russell Wilson. Peyton Manning versus Cam Newton. Okay, those are both two top tiers right there, right? Tom Brady versus Matt Ryan. Nick Foles, lunch pail guy. Tom Brady versus Jared Goff. Jared Goff has turned into a lunch pail guy, or Jared Goff like turned into a lunch pail guy, but then now he's back again. right? Then you have Patrick Mahomes, who's like a top tier, versus Jimmy Garoppolo, who's just Tom Brady's backup, right? So, but all these guys made it to the fucking Super Bowl. That's my point here, right? Is that
Right.
and then you had Tom Brady again, and Patrick Mahomes, right? That's two top tiers, okay? Then you had Matt Stafford versus Joe Burrow, two top tier. Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts, which everyone will argue that Jalen Hurts isn't a top tier guy, even though you'll notice 2 years later, Jalen Hurts won against Patrick Mahomes. So, like, more to my point here is that like, there's a bunch of lunch pail guys that have made it to the Super Bowl in the last 20 years. And I realistically think we're going to see a lot more investment into lunch pail guys again, for sure. What's a lunch pail guy? So a lunch pail guy is like a dude who plays football, but he's not the star, right? He's like the backup quarterback, or maybe he's even the backup to the backup. Like Brock Purdy, the guy who plays for the 49ers right now, he's their $1 billion guy. He was drafted the last pick. He was Mr. Irrelevant. Got picked 256th in the draft, and he's their starting top guy. Tom Brady was drafted in the 5th round, I think, right? What was he? 6th round. So he almost didn't get drafted, right? So I think you're going to see a lot more of the teams continue this trend further and further into not blowing your whole wad on a quarterback, right? When you need a right tackle and a left tackle, you need 2 guards and a center, and these guys all need to stop those guys from not hitting you in the neck so hard that you need to retire from the game of football, like Cooper Manning, right? You also need some wide receivers that are pretty good. You need tight ends that are good, and you need some running backs that are good. You're definitely gonna see a lot more from the teams. Developing the team more than putting all the money into a quarterback. But like, you'll also see that like the top tier quarterbacks are still going to get shitloads of money because there's a lot of old guys in football that will just continue to do stupid shit with contracts. It's just they fall in love with a guy and they give him all their money. It's the same thing that dudes fall in love with the cheerleader, and just give them all their money, right? It's just
take it all.
It's just a time-tested thing. Lunch pail guy is like a journeyman football player, which means he's going to go team to team to team to team to team. He's going to go bounce all over the place, but he always shows up to work, and everybody likes him. He just doesn't get to be the star, right? The star of the game. Like the guy who just won the Super Bowl, Sam Darnold. Like, he played for the Jets. He played for the 49ers. He played for the Vikings. Who else did he play for? Carolina at one point? Yeah. So he played for a bunch of teams, landed in Seattle, and won the Super Bowl this year. So, thank you, Witchy Bitches, for the $5 USD super chat. That's what Fish Fam Link says. What up, Fish Fam Link? The shout out for the $5. Witchy Bitches says, "Come on, folks." I don't know, why do you say "come on, folks"? What do you mean?
Well, maybe they too could.
You're on the line.
Maybe they too could do a super chat.
Super chat. Hey, we don't stop people from super chatting or whatever, but and we do appreciate it. But we definitely need to hit a metric where I don't need to go back to work for the next 60 hours this week. If we want to keep making YouTube videos, Yeah, speaking of work this week, my pressure washer and hoses were all stolen off the job site, which is fun.
Oh.
That happened this week. That was cool. Main suspect is local teenagers. Pretty sure local teenagers figured out that there was a pressure washer and a bicycle sitting out there, and they stole the bicycle and the my pressure washer. The funny part is they left all the expensive hoses, like the 100 foot long high pressure hoses. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have like the really nice ones that you just run them over with the truck all day long if you want. Like they're fine. They didn't steal those. They didn't realize that was the more expensive crap sitting there, which is another sign that's like probably some dumb teenagers. I don't know why you would steal a pressure washer in the first place unless you desperately wanted to go pressure wash something. Especially because that one was pretty fucked up, so I'm not sure if like are you gonna go to the pawn shop with it. I mean, I guess you could get $10 at the pawn shop.
Right.
So that's the fun adventure this week was having to go buy a new pressure washer. That was super fun. Completely fucked up my day. Was not expecting to even have to shop for one, let alone go buy one. You know what I mean? I'm burping. Yeah. I'm burping because I ate lunch right before this. So, sorry. Okay. I'm trying to hold it back.
Turkey sandwich?
What's that?
Turkey sandwich?
No, I had some of that protein-based macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
Is it good for you? I don't know. I would have eaten the not good for you macaroni and cheese, but that's the kind we get. It's supposed to be better for you. It's like it's not wheat. The pasta isn't made out of wheat. It's made out of I don't know. Let me find out. I gotta look it up. Chickpea protein. Oh, and wheat protein. So it's got wheat in it.
Not gluten-free, just. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I think it's gluten-free, though. Yeah. It's gluten-free, chickpeas. The noodles are enriched with powdered nutrients from broccoli, spinach, kale, pumpkin, sweet potato, sunflower seeds, cranberry, chlorella, and chlorella. And mushrooms. So I don't know. Are they good? They're pretty good. Tastes like macaroni and cheese. I'll tell you. Tastes like macaroni and cheese. You have to cook the noodles longer than traditional. You got to give them an 11-minute boil. You can take that to the bank. It takes 11 minutes to cook those noodles. Regular macaroni and cheese takes 7 minutes.
Okay.
If you were wondering.
I have not.
Were you wondering?
I was not. I was wondering.
You weren't? Oh. Well, you should. You should be wondering. My girl's son uses hers to draw dicks in the driveway mold. Oh.
I'm assuming we're talking about pressure washers and not macaroni and cheese.
Well, you could use either, you know. You could use the macaroni and cheese. It's just incredibly inefficient, you know. The dumbass Raiders gave a center like a 3-year deal for $81 million. Wonder why they can't dig themselves out of the bottom of the league. Actually, I would argue that's actually one of the ways to dig yourself out of the bottom of the league. Raiders center. $60 million guaranteed is quite a bit, but what else did they add? What else did they? Wide receiver Jalen Naylor. Does that sound familiar? Oh, he's the guy from the Vikings, right?
Yeah. Don't think that Tom.
Oops.
That was
It started to autoplay a video. Watch out. No, actually, I would argue this is one of the ways that the Raiders will actually dig themselves out of the hole they've put themselves in. Honestly, bringing in a veteran wide receiver who's been playing with the Vikings is probably the right way to go. I would say bringing in a top tier center is highly advisable. They traded away what's his name, Max. What's his name?
I just want to say Von Sydow.
Trades. Yeah, Max Crosby. Yeah, they traded away Max Crosby. I mean, you have to do that. You have the top tier defensive end on a team that you have no supporting cast around him, and you have all of the value in that guy. It's time to trade him and get the picks. So they traded to Baltimore for two first round draft picks. Number 14. The number 14 pick this offseason, and the Ravens 27 first round pick. That picking up a center. This is how you rebuild, and you get rid of Geno Smith for sure. That's the smart thing to do. 100%. I mean, it's hard to argue with what the Raiders have done in the last 4 days. The other 80 years of their existence, or however long they've been around, I would argue against almost every other decision they've made. But seemingly, I would guess that this has a lot to do with Tom Brady being like, hey, fuck you, stop doing this shit. I mean, you got to remember, Tom Brady's part of the ownership team there now. So
right.
Whoever's giving him advice what to do. Only a moron would put this up on YouTube. Only a moron would comment that. I also wanted to come in here and offer a mega thank you for support and encouragement over the last few weeks, Joel. Very helpful, my man. Oh, of course, Dr. Black. Always. For sure. And I'm always available to anyone named Mick from Down Under, right? It's important. You know, at all times. There's just not that many Aussies, right? We got to keep you guys sorted. You know what I mean?
That was great.
Mark loves the Arizona Cardinals, says Mark Rapisberger, awful human. Yes, very awful human. That motorcycle accident I figured was going to be the end of having to deal with that person being on the planet. And I think, unfortunately, he survived the accident. Did you ever see that? He crashed his motorcycle without a helmet on.
That's not good.
No helmet. So he crashed his motorcycle. He crashed his motorcycle. And by the way, there are three. There are three like very solid accusations that this guy. I don't even know how you say it. Like sexually assaulted women. A bunch of them were settled out of court. Yeah, this was the thing. So he got in. He was riding his motorcycle when a Chrysler turned in front of him at an intersection. He was thrown over the handlebars and hit the car's windshield. Like he hit the car's windshield with his head, right? He required surgery for multiple facial fractures, a broken jaw, a broken nose, and a 9-inch head laceration. He was not wearing a helmet and did not have a proper motorcycle license at the time. Despite the initial reluctance to be a helmet advocate, he later apologized and acknowledged the recklessness of his actions, stating he would wear a helmet in the future. So, by the way, the reason that this is noted here is that he went on all of these tirades about how he wouldn't wear a helmet while he was riding his motorcycle, even after crashing like this. Right? And the easiest way to have responded to that was, you wear a helmet when you go to work at your fucking football job. Right? Mm-hmm. But he was like, you don't need to wear a helmet when you ride a motorcycle. Probably because he's brain damaged fucking molester, you know? I was just like, well, hopefully we just don't have to deal with this person anymore after hearing about the accident. Because he had, let me see. Yeah. So he was accused for sexual assault, which, by the way, the lady's testimony was seemed very very accurate, but they claimed that there was lack of evidence, right? So they couldn't prosecute him. This was, but when he was in college, there was a bunch of incidents. And they don't seem to have them here on the, and so I'm not going to try and quote anything. You know, how many lawsuits did he settle? Because I remember that there was multiple of them. I think 3 at the very least. Whatever. This isn't the Worthless Burger show. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't need to get into it any further than we already did. Membership, super stickers, super chats. Oh my. They are fun and they help support the channel. Yeah. As highlighted before, hey, if any benefactors want to come along and benefactor the channel, like, you know, where's George Soros? Wherever George Soros is, sponsor the channel.
Makes perfect sense to me.
What's that?
That makes perfect sense to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's obviously, yeah, it's obviously the thing. Today's show. What else was there that we need to talk about? Oh yeah, the pressure washer got stolen. Spent the weekend with my family, doing family stuff, mainly Girl Scout cookies. That is that was all of the weekend basically, and daylight savings time. So everybody's all fucked up now, not knowing what time it is, because here we are, changing the clocks around again, which is just not helpful. I mean, I'm appreciative that that we are no longer what I feel like being an hour off. Like, I'm glad we're no longer in that part of the year. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm glad that it's getting dark later. Like, that's good. But it's also hard to be like, well, here's a good thing because we're no longer doing the bad thing, you know? It's like,
right.
Like Like, oh, why my back doesn't hurt anymore? And it's like, well, why doesn't your back hurt anymore? Because I'm not getting hit by bamboo sticks. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, well, okay, so it doesn't hurt because you're not hitting yourself anymore. Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, just you could have just stopped that a long, long time ago. It's like, well, why is everybody tired and cranky as fuck today? Well, because we changed clocks around like weirdos. And by the way, we've talked about it numerous times on this show. It has nothing to do with anybody's well-being. It has everything to do with the mass consumerism that has taken over this country over the last 100 years. That's the only reason we do it. Did you know that?
I did.
It's the only reason. So we sell more stuff at stores. And we just keep doing it. And here we are in 2026 where everybody shops online.
Right.
Fucking around with our clocks. So everybody feels tired and all out of whack. Like you're like a little bit of jet lagged.
Yeah.
For that first week. So yeah, this is how I explain it to people when they don't understand what jet lag is, right? So you go, when you spring forward and all of a sudden you just lose an hour of sleep at a time of the year where you just can't really afford it, Like this is the time of year where everything's ramping up. I got a million things going on, and then it's like, hey, fuck that hour, It's like you thought it was 7:30, it's fucking 8:30, bitch, like so kind of the worst time of the year. And the way that I explain jet lag to people is like, just multiply this feeling times however many hours we're talking about. That's generally how jet lag works. When you're in Europe, it's like, what am I doing? What's happening right now? What? The fuck time is it? I don't, what? You say it's midnight? What? Yeah. Yeah, there are certain points when you're like traveling in Europe where you just kind of start falling asleep at random, right? Like a narcoleptic, because you're just like, I don't know what's happening. Chrissy's here. Hello. Hey, good to see you. What else were we going to do today? Should we talk about the world and like how fucking fucked up the world is right now?
Yeah.
Should we talk? Do we have a list? Do we want to go down the list?
We can, sure. Yeah.
We can start. Yeah. What do you want to talk about? Do you have something you want to talk about first?
I am not.
What's bothering you
know
the firstest?
What's bothering me most at this stage? I am so torn. There are so many fucking things going on at this stage that let's start with senators who break the arms of Marine veterans.
Oh, that whole situation is...
Yeah.
Ooh, I had forgotten about that one.
Yeah.
That whole situation is... I mean, you realistically need to go watch that video. And I wonder if we could have it.
I remember people saying, oh, just because Trump's an asshole, it won't give people free reign to be dicks themselves. And then that happens.
So
like, really?
What's funny is like the first thing that we all need to talk about here is that, by the way, this is what happens when they won't necessarily break your arm, but this happens on a regular basis. I got the video playing down here. I got the audio off. But you can see the video here where they break his arm. Of course, they're showing just the part where they broke his arm. But the previous to this is all the part where he stands up to essentially say, we don't want to fight a war for Israel. That's what he's saying. That's the thing that he's saying. That's the statement that he is making. And, of course, in this hearing, they immediately just send the cops to go pick him up and drag him out the door, right? Now, the only reason this is getting attention is because they broke this Marine's arm in the process of doing it. Why this fucking senator got out of his seat for any fucking reason to put his hands on anyone, first off, has zero authorization to be doing that. He has no authority to be putting his hands on any person.
Yep.
He's a senator, okay? He's not an officer of the court. He's not an officer of the law. He's not in any position to be putting his hands on anyone, okay? First and foremost, I would bring up charges against that senator for attacking a person. Regardless of the context, there was zero threat to his persons at all. So, I mean, the first thing that I feel should need to happen is that senator should be being charged criminally right now for attacking somebody. Battery is what it is. People would always say it's assault, but remember, assault is the base charge, but battery is the actual charge, right? People watch too much NCIS and they go, "That's assault," and you go like, "Okay, but battery is the actual crime that you've committed, right?" Because the assault is just the moving towards somebody, right? You can move towards somebody and it's assault 4 or whatever, right? If you're moving towards somebody threatening and you don't even touch them, like that's assault. While threatening and moving towards somebody, like, what is it? Assault 4 is assault in the 4th degree is like spitting in someone's direction, right? Any act that causes reasonable fear of harm or any unlawful offensive touching, right, is the 4th degree. So it's like, it's not you actually doing anything. It's you creating the fear that you could do something, right? Which is the sort of like, if you were to scream at somebody, you were gonna karate chop them or whatever, right? That's assault in the 4th degree. Now, it gets escalated if it's domestic violence. If you were doing this to a family member, a child, intimate partner, right? Because it comes back to the holes conversation, right? That's 4th degree. 4th degree has no injury required for assault, right? So in order for the escalation to occur, you need battery, which battery is the physical contact. Did you punch somebody? Did you actually kick somebody? Did you shove them to the ground? I believe shove to the ground is 3rd degree. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so calm yourself down. But person is guilty of assault in the 4th degree if under circumstances not amounting to assault in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd degree or custodial assault. So that's the thing is that like this senator right here would be, I mean, it's from looking at the film, there's no reason for him to be involved in this. There's already officers there that are manhandling this guy. I'm assuming those aren't the only officers there. I'm assuming there are more, because the later video shows more officers, right? So why isn't he being charged? I don't know. I would expect there to be charges brought against him.
Yeah, I was really surprised that we hadn't heard anything about that.
Senator Sheehy. I don't even know this guy. He's a fucking Montana idiot. So my guess is he just thinks he could just do whatever the fuck he wants. He attended the Naval Academy, graduated with a bachelor's degree in history. He was a Navy SEAL. So here's the thing. These are also like escalations in charging, right? Because you have formal training. I mean, no. Lethal weapon. That's all made up. That's movie shit.
No, I said he's a weapon. I didn't say lethal weapon, but okay.
No, he's not a weapon. No human is a weapon. That's not. That's movie
Okay.
shit. Is what I'm saying.
All right.
What I'm saying is the reason that this is escalatory and would be easy to charge him is that he already understands rules of engagement, right? You do not have the right to just attack somebody, and he's already gone through school that has taught him that. The U.S. Naval Academy, right? The Naval Academy teaches you all of that stuff. If he was, in fact, a Navy SEAL, the Navy SEALs teach you all of this stuff, if he, in fact, was. I think the question is whether actually he was a Navy SEAL. I heard that this came up recently. But in 2015, a park ranger cited Sheehy for discharging a firearm in Glacier National Park. Sheehy wrote in a statement, while reloading our vehicle, an improperly placed firearm kept in the vehicle for bear protection fell out and discharged into my right forearm. But in his 2023 memoir, he wrote that a bullet had lodged in his arm during a 2012 Afghanistan firefight. Sheehy told the Washington Post that he made up the story about the gun going off to protect himself and his former platoon mates from facing a potential military investigation into an old bullet wound he said he got in Afghanistan in 2012. He said he did not report the incident at the time to protect his unit's members because he suspected it was from friendly fire. So he's claiming that he got shot in 2012 in Afghanistan, although he got shot in 2015 at Glacier National Park. But then his claim is that he didn't want to tell anybody about it when he was in the military. So why he hasn't been investigated for a cover-up? If this did happen in Afghanistan, why isn't he being investigated as this being a cover-up? A cover-up of friendly fire? That's a pretty big deal. And you could be court-martialed for that.
Right.
This whole thing is insane. But like, is he gonna be charged? Let's see.
That dovetails nicely into my next topic.
Oh, he does.
He does which? Does get charged?
Let's see. Oh no, the Marine has 3 charges against him.
Or
3 counts of assault on a police officer. McGinnis does. This is the Marine. 3 counts of resisting arrest and 1 count of crowding, obstructing, and incommoding. Let's look up what that fucking word means. Incommoding means to cause inconvenience, trouble, disturb, or discomfort to someone. It is the present participant, or oh, here we go. To bother, hinder, impede, or put someone out.
okay.
Often used in, but not limited to, formal or legal contexts regarding obstructing public spaces. Huh. I don't know why you would still be using that term, but okay. Protests are not allowed inside congressional buildings, the Capitol Police said. Capitol Police accused McGinnis of putting everyone in a dangerous position by violently resisting and fighting our officers. Attempts to remove him from the room.
Wow.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, speaking of somebody supposedly knowing the rules of engagement, that then brings us to the bombing of or the torpedoing of the Iranian ship.
Yeah, which
And
makes no
leaving
sense. I mean, outside of Sri Lanka, I mean, that shit makes no sense to me whatsoever. They just blow up that ship. I don't understand how that's even... I don't understand how that's, like, escaping people's fucking, you know, periphery
Tension?
right now, except for the fact that, like, all the other insane shit that's going on, right? It's like we've apparently bombed a girls' school in Iran
to protect women. Be sure. We all know that we're doing this supposedly.
The U.S. military refuses to endorse Trump claim that Iran bombed a girls' school. CENTCOM apparently is refusing to endorse Trump's statement that Iran bombed it.
Right. Even CENTCOM is like, no, that was us. Sorry.
I mean, how it's appropriate to fucking bomb that ship. I mean, there's at least some level of plausibility that you could say a bomb blew up a school. Okay, I don't know. Was it programmed incorrectly or whatever? Okay. But the bigger problem here is that supposedly, as we're told as American citizens, that our technology is so good, right, that we're able to just, look, we blew up all the leaders, right? We did precision strikes. We've been being told about precision strikes since 1994, at least.
Yeah.
It's been at least 35 years of the United States nonstop fucking propaganda around our, air quote, precision strikes. You go on the fucking, I mean, I could look up 100 million news stories of the black and white footage. Hold on. Actually, I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Here you go. I'll find one right here. There we go. Oh, sorry. That one had a mature content warning on it. So here we go. Let's look up one. What year? Name a year. In the last 40 years.
Okay, 1998.
I went 97.
Fine.
Oh, here's an even funnier story. Missing training missiles found abandoned in Texas. 1997. Missing missiles are recovered in Texas. Let's get a video here. Let's see. We need to go to the tools and videos, more. Custom range. 1997. Oh, I'd forgotten about this. Remember when the Delta II exploded?
Oh, yes. Wow. I'd forgotten about that too.
This was 1997. Squadoosh, fam. That thing blew up. Let's see. Whoops. We can't go full screen.
What?
We just wanted to replay it, but it goes full screen.
Oh, okay. It's all or nothing.
Can I access the control? No, you can't even control this video. It's from so long ago. Okay. Well, that's why. That's an old video. Well, I had forgotten that thing had blown up. Oops. Well, this is the problem. You got to go into the Wayback Machine. Okay. Well, here we go.
Wait.
Well, this is just them flying around. Okay, that's them flying around. Oh, here's a comprehensive timeline. February 2014, Iran displays 2 satellites developed by researcher at Malik Ashtar University. Oh, December 2013, Iran launches a monkey into space for the second time. So 13 years ago, they could launch a monkey into space.
Right. Well, that's why we're going to war with them now.
Is that why
it makes as much sense as anything else?
Yeah. Where was there? I saw a video the other day that was who was the Iran Contra guy?
Oh! I can see him.
You can see him, right? What's his name?
I can see his face.
This guy.
Oh.
What's his name? He has a name.
Yep. Oh, I can. Oh, it's gonna go.
General Oliver L. North.
North.
Ollie North. Yeah, Oliver North was on Fox News.
There's a shocker.
And what did they have him? They had him listed as like Middle Eastern expert.
In how to fuck things up? What?
Yeah, here you go.
Hey.
Here he is on Fox News. Oh, I gotta allow ads? Oh, fuck you. Oh, they host all... I always forget, like, Fox News hosts their videos on... so you gotta go to YouTube. They host all their own videos on their own website now to get you out of to get you out of YouTube. Dude, what in the fuck? My phone keeps going off, dude. What is this?
Find out. It might be maybe an emergency Girl Scout cookie sale.
Should be emergency Girl Scout cookie sale for sure. No, but it is Girl Scouts time pretty soon. Okay.
What?
Yeah, so where was he? He was showing up on Fox News like just the other day. Or maybe he died. Did he die?
No.
Maybe it was a clip from like 2 years ago. What is this? Hold on. Here we go. Ah, here it is. So here's what I was talking about. Okay, so if you go on to Fox News right here, I don't even know if we're gonna play the audio or not. I might not. But you go to look at this. There's a guy talking. You got 9,000 chirons, and you got pictures of our as Americans. We have this specific what is it? The accuracy of our bombing, our strategic strikes. Because here you go. They're playing a million clips of the infrared video of look at how accurate these missile strikes are. We just hit, we launch off of that boat. We got airplanes. Oh, fucking look at these jets coming in. Oh, my God. Everyone is Tom Cruise and fucking everyone's Tom Cruise. Oh, look, there's more boats, trucks getting blown up, boats getting blown up. Oh, they're going to show this. Is it a launch or an explosion? Oh, that's just killing, 150 sailors randomly off the coast of Sri Lanka during not even a war. There was no war going on.
Right.
Look at these strikes. Come on, look at these. Look how specific these strikes are. So you got to go at some point. Okay. So our strikes are super specific because you constantly see this narrative, right? That we only blow things up that we want to blow up. They're so good. Strategic missile strikes. Don't worry, this isn't war. This is a strategic military operation, right?
Right.
Which here's the more insane shit from Fox News down here. You notice the American flag fading into an Israeli flag. The Star of David down here. Operation Epic Fury versus Iran flag. Right. Now the current claim is Iranian missile launches plunge 86% since strikes began. Right? Okay. And what information is that? What does that have anything to do with anything? By the way, if you guys want to donate down here to stepstate.gov, whatever the fuck that is, you have a million pieces of information here. Meanwhile, you're getting propagandized with the infrared video of our strategic, accurate missile strikes. They're just so accurate. But then the claim is, well, we didn't hit that school. Because you really can't have both. You can't be like, we're only specifically striking these military targets, but then you're also blowing up this other shit. Right?
Yeah.
Josh M6683, I don't know who you are, says Iran is kicking America's ass. I don't think that Iran is kicking America's ass. I think what Iran is doing is appointing the son of Khomeini, which supposedly we're supposed to be regime changing at one point. At one point, the U.S. government was saying that we were going to do a regime change. We wanted to get the guys out of there and get the other guys in, but then apparently we blew up the other guys. They wanted to go.
All the other guys, and the people didn't rise up as Trump wanted them to. He was hoping for, uprisings.
Right. So we're going to try to get the other guys in there. We're going to do regime change, but then we blew those guys up. They all died. They're all dead now. So now you're getting the son of the guy that they deposed by blowing him up with missiles, right? So now it's not a regime change. Now it's a war that we're finishing somehow.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Jimmy Myers is saying. But yeah, this is Operation Epstein Fury for sure. 100%. I've never claimed to be a conservative. So if that's what you think I am, I've never once in my life have I ever claimed that I was a conservative. And my reasoning behind that is long standing. I could easily have a conversation with anybody that wants to have a conversation about it. I'm not religious because I'm not a stupid person that has an imaginary friend in the sky as an adult. I don't believe that a book that was obviously written by people was somehow written by the imaginary guy. I don't believe in magical powers as much as I like to read books where there are magical characters in them. I don't believe that there is a gold hoarding fucking dragon living under a mountain either. But
Only.
Are we going to borrow more money from China? We don't actually borrow that much money from China. We borrow most of our money from Japan, Germany. Who are our top holders now? I know Japan is our top holder and has been for the last 20 years, so that one's easy. That one's always easy to point out. Japan is the top holder. United Kingdom, Belgium, Luxembourg. China only holds 760 billion. The holdings have significantly decreased and will continue to decrease. Let's see, Switzerland, Ireland, France, India, Hong Kong, Singapore, Brazil, Canada, the Saudis, yeah, I mean, we don't typically borrow money from China. China normally buys bonds. And the reason that they buy bonds is because we're a huge importer-exporter with China. Do I think that there's a lot of problems with how that has been constructed? Yes. Trickle-down economics has proven to be false. Not even like good or bad, but like just false. It just doesn't. It's not even a thing. It's like you go like, oh, trickle-down economics. You go like, yeah, that's not a thing. Right? It's like that's not even a thing, right? Like there is no such thing as trickle down economics. Like it's unreal. America is like the homeless guy asking if he can sleep on your couch. I mean, I don't get the parallel between the two, but homeless guys sometimes ask to sleep on your couch. America's like, 350 million people, this giant corporatized fucking structure that's extracting wealth from the world. And I've never experienced that from a homeless guy. Right? Like I've never experienced like a corporate structure like turning everything into a commodity to extract wealth from everyone around them. Right. Normally homeless guys are like, "Hey, do you have something to give?" And if you're like, no, 99.9% of the time, they're like, yeah, okay. And then just kind of move on. And then every once in a while, you run into a crazy one who I guess if you wanted to compare them like country-wise, I would say they're more like North Korea, right? Like just completely unpredictable, crazy. They just believe all this like insane shit because they're crazy. Yeah. And they have worms. They have like tapeworms and Yeah.
Ringworm, hookworm, all the fun worms. So, all right, here's another one. I'm not signing another bill into law until you pass the SAVE Act.
Okay, good. Stop signing things into law. Okay. Go. I mean, fucking Trump spends 60% of his time on fucking vacation. Just round it out to 100. Just go on vacation then. Who gives a fuck?
All right.
I mean, if Congress isn't going to do anything, they weren't doing anything already. If Congress isn't going to do anything, that guy might as well go on vacation too, you know, for the whole time. Because the only time he ever shows up to the office is to sign executive orders, which aren't bills. So stop signing the executive orders then. Okay. He hasn't signed a bill, I don't think.
I don't think he has either. Well, big, beautiful, ugly monstrosity. But I think that.
Yeah, I guess the big, beautiful bill. So they did the tax break. Okay, so let's see. Here's his total signings. These will all be executive orders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Fuck, this shit just keeps going. It's all executive orders.
Yeah. What do we think of the shield of the Americas and Ms. Gnome's new position?
Pardon me?
I said, what do we think of the shield of the Americas and Ms. Gnome's new position?
I haven't. What are you saying?
Kristi Noem's new position as the envoy to the shield of the Americas.
What do I think about it?
Yeah, I'm pulling topics.
Oh, I don't think anything about it because it's not a job. So, I mean, that's the thing. I would have an opinion about it if it was an actual job, but it's not. My opinion about Kristi Noem being air quote fired. She wasn't fired. She just finished her embezzlement scheme. So
right.
The $220 million that went to air quote marketing and all that shit and all the other monies that are missing. She got brought to no. So like a week ago, 4 days ago, she got brought in front of the, which committee did she get brought in front of? So $220 million was funneled through a company that she's closely affiliated with to run TV ads, right?
Right.
Which is wild because you're like, you know, somebody like me has to appeal to the imaginary person that is George Soros, right? To be like, hey, maybe someday I could get some money to make some of these videos I want to make, right?
Right.
But then, you know, these people just embezzle the hundreds of millions of dollars and then just make whatever it is they want. I'm trying to figure out what committee she was in front of.
And it also seems pointless for her. I mean, obviously she's doing it because she wants the fundage, but, you know, Trump has done his level best to pretty much take over as many of the major media outlets as he can and start ones already. So
she was brought in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and she was questioned about a bunch of stuff, and I highly recommend people to go watch that hearing. It's very clear that she's involved in a whole bunch of fucking fraud, you know, to gigantic amounts of money, you know, that any of us would consider to be gigantic amounts of money. She was brought in front of that committee. It's pretty clear that there will be a shitload of investigations into what those guys have already. So then all of a sudden she gets fired, air quote fired, and moved to a new job, right? Moved to a new job that doesn't exist. That was just fabricated. So, I mean, I think the reality is that, like, the Senate found this fraud, started questioning her about it. Yeah. And so she didn't get fired. She just had embezzled so much money that they got found out. And it hasn't gone to criminal proceedings yet because Donald Trump broke down the barrier in between the Department of Justice and the president, the presidency, which we've all as American citizens been told was paramount to keep those independent, to keep the Department of Justice independent for so long, and that the presidents would just do that, right? It turns out there's no army to remove the president if he just starts abusing the Department of Justice to do his own individual bidding, right? So you go like, well, that's against the law, but then you're like, well, what law? No one ever wrote it down because you just assumed that this individual person that we would have elected to be, a de facto king, essentially, is like just going to be of such high moral character that they would never, right? Even though we have like endless fucking examples of presidents fucking abusing the presidential power, right? Like, I mean, the thing that pisses me off about Biden is that the Biden administration should have really focused on limiting and segregating the presidential powers. That's really what they should have done. They should have seen that, like, hey, those previous 4 years with an insane fucking spray-tanned mongrel of a person that keeps fucking shitting his pants, could happen again, right? Because, it's like, well, maybe you think, oh, it's absurd that Trump would get elected again, right? Maybe you think that's absurd. But it's not too absurd to think Tucker Carlson could apparently get elected now or whatever, right? Right. For some reason, Ted Cruz is still a senator over and over again, right? And I think as far as like a failing of the Biden administration is that they should have much more desperately worked on prosecuting those crimes, prosecuting all of the peripheral people involved in all of these crazy crimes, and done far more to protect the establishment of the presidency if we're still going to have it, right? Like, my opinion is that we should abolish the presidency, period. Like, why? Why do we need this single figurehead guy or girl or non-binary? Or, I mean, I don't, would I vote for a non-binary president? I'm like, if they were a reasonably talented person, but I'm like, if I had a vote, my vote would be, we don't need a figurehead guy. And if we do need a figurehead guy or girl or whatever, just elect some actors that go around, like the British figured this out, I don't know, 100 years ago, that it's like, yeah, we got the king and the queen, but they don't really do anything. They just like go to dinners and shake people's hands, and there'd be like a parade, like we have I'm trying to think. Hold on. Let's make it as absurd as possible. Like RuPaul is coming to visit the United Kingdom, so they do a pride parade, right, up to the palace with the queen, and then RuPaul shows up, and then they're like, "Oh, we met the queen," and then they all take the pictures, and everybody's smiling and doing whatever, right? Like, that's the kind of shit that your dignitary or whatever you want to call them should be doing. And our elected representatives are the ones that should be imparting all these laws and shit, right? The idea is like when the United States government was formed is that you would need this last barrier against insane things being passed, right? Like, that was the whole point of it. Go back and read the Federalist Papers. Like, they didn't want to have a king back then, but they knew that they were constrained by the reality of the technology of the time, that you couldn't necessarily get messaging to and from a certain area. You realistically needed a person to be that sort of last line of defense of something insane making its way through, right? That was the whole point of it. I am in my garage broadcasting to hundreds of billions of people right now. I'm on the intergalactic fucking internet. The problem is the space credits don't translate to U.S. money because our president's a racist. He's a xenophobe, okay? So I can't turn the space credits into any kind of, actual U.S. money and spend it here. So I can only hire aliens to do work for me. And they're weak because they live in zero gravity. So they can't even help me dig holes and shit like I normally got to do. Yeah. Lumpy Dog says, it's been a long time. Aquariums are less stressful than politics. Hope you are doing well. I mean, realistically, I'm doing well, except for the fact that World War III set it our way. I still don't understand, like, people's stance where it's like, I'll get messages every once in a while that's like, why don't you do some aquarium content? Right? And it's like, I don't have any other aquarium content to make for you. Do you want me to set up more aquariums? Like, I have the aquariums I want right now. There's a guy on YouTube. What's his name? Who's that British guy that sets up?
Oh,
British...
Aquarium Adventures? No. MD.
MD, right?
MD
MD Aquatics or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the last time I checked in with him, he basically is MD Fish Tanks. He basically is just setting up a brand new aquarium every day. I don't know how many aquariums he has now, but he just is. Almost every one of his videos is like, here's a new fish tank. Here's a new fish tank. Let's see. Videos. Here we go. Angelfish were meant to live like this. He set up a new angelfish blackwater tank. Beautiful simplicity. I removed everything from this aquarium and it worked. So there he is setting up another aquarium. I've been making planet tanks wrong. No substrate aquarium. He's setting up a new aquarium but with no substrate. Is this a real natural aquarium? He's setting up another brand new aquarium. What happens if you let nature run the aquarium? So it's another aquarium that he set up. I thought this low-tech tank would fail, but it worked. It's him setting up a sand aquarium. Extinct river, building an extinct fish tank, a natural habitat. So that's him setting up another aquarium. 5 new shrimp tanks. That's him setting up 5 new aquariums. Low-tech grass nano tank. That's him setting up a tank. Broken. This aquarium broke me. Flooding, aggressive fish, tanks failing. So that's a broken aquarium. Building a home discus aquarium. So that's him building an aquarium. Building a home discus aquarium, part 4. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I mean, like, if you need to see somebody setting up aquariums, MD Fish Tanks is the guy. Every video is him setting up another aquarium.
I like MJ, but I like MD too. I haven't watched either of them in a while.
I'm just saying, like, I have the aquariums. Yeah. I have the aquariums set up that I want to have set up. I could set up more aquariums. There's literally empty aquariums right behind me in the stream right now. If I move this so I can see what I'm pointing at, like, there's an empty aquarium right there that I could set up. There's an equal sized aquarium right behind this one that I could set up. And I could film it and I could put out a YouTube video for it. I guarantee you I'm going to end up spending $150 and a day or 2 days worth of time doing it. And I I don't know how many times I could tell people the reality of the YouTube economics, right? Is that I'll put that video out. It'll get 1,600 views in the first day. And then it'll slowly get 20 views a month for the next 8 years or whatever. And the total amount money made from it will be $53 or something. Actually, let me just look up a video of mine that's like that. Videos. Let's see. Well, here's a perfect one. It's like building this office is a perfect video. Let's see the analytics for it. Oh, that's right. You got to do A/B testing now. Where they always move the buttons around. Oh, here we go. They moved it over there. So we will go the overview of the lifetime of this video. This video only got 2,100 views. Watch time was 145 hours. So people watched it for 145 hours of their lives. Got 18 subscribers, and estimated total revenue was $10.28. So this video made $10. And it's literally, I mean, if it took me an hour to just edit this video, I made $10. Well, it took me 2,000 days to make $10. So not good. That's not good. Don't know what to tell you about that. Other than like the economics of YouTube itself are, I would have to sell you something. So I occasionally do the Amazon thing where I would try to find a vibrator. I would try to find a vibrator. I would always try to find a vibrator on the stream, but Amazon has shut me off from being able to share vibrator links now. They're excluded product. We don't know why. We don't know why. Oh, I can just share the web search for a vibrator. I didn't realize you could do that. Wait a minute. Let's just get the link for that. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, maybe we figured a workaround. We figured out a workaround that will just share the search parameters. There we go. There we go. We're sharing the search parameters because we are an Amazon affiliate. So if you go through the Amazon affiliate link and you go buy a bunch of vibrators or whatever, we will get some commercial revenue essentially. Like me sharing the link is like doing a commercial. I don't get all of the money. I get a little commercial fee for sharing the link with you guys. My whole reasoning behind that is that like there is a world where I might actually get a sponsorship from a vibrator company. Like that is a world that we currently live in, right? I've talked to all the fish tank companies. They don't want to fucking sponsor anything. And you name the company, I've talked to them at some point. So it doesn't matter. There might be one I've never heard of or something that you might bring up. I've talked to Chinese companies. I've talked to fucking American companies. I've talked to European companies. I've talked to them in person. I flew to Europe to go meet with some, right? And they don't want to sponsor content. They don't want to do it. They can't figure it out. The ones that do want to figure it out have started their own YouTube channels. Is basically they were like, well, we could pay you to do it, or we could pay someone we know to do it. And so they would just eventually do an in-house. They'll do an in-house hiring. Oh, hold on. Actually, we just got an email. We just got an email. Yeah. It says, hey, I love your channel. I found it last week. I love the blend of fish room builds and lumber milling. It is such a unique mix of indoor hobby and outdoor adventure. You make property development look like a total labor of love. I specialize in editing YouTube and Insta videos and shorts in all niches. I'd be thrilled to work as a freelancer on the team. Recently, I edited content for Levi Kelly, which helped him grow their channel to over 500,000 subscribers. Mind if I edit a few videos at no cost and send you my portfolio to see if I can help? Thanks, best, from Ty, from like an obviously made up email. So, yeah. My energy bill is here. My gum has shipped. Okay, we're cool. All right. The email thing was like, hey, you need to check your email right now. And I'm like, okay, well, let me go take a look. And I was like, well, that doesn't seem like a real person.
Did you sell anything exciting on Amazon in the month or two?
Have we sold anything on Amazon? Oh, you need to check in here? Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know. We sold 5 things, but I don't know what they are. They aren't linked. Let's see what the products. Let's see if the products populate. Nope. It's probably just commissions from like last month because there's no product populated. Some values may be hidden due to low volumes.
Yeah, I was just looking at mine, and I don't have any linked products either, although I show having commission.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, ordered revenue was $56 so far this month. I don't know. Last month, let's go to last month. Let's see. Last month, February. February. See, that's the thing. If you click on last month, then you can't move the mouse because it'll accidentally unpopulate that you clicked last month, and then it will stop the search. Linked products is all fucked up. It's not working. Okay, that's why. Tracking ID?
That's just your ID.
That's the ID. Category? Date? Oh.
Wow.
Date gives us a thing, but it doesn't tell us what it is. It used to tell you what the products were, but apparently it's off now. I don't know. They turned it off, or my account's fucked up. Who knows? What's that?
No, because it's doing the same thing for me too.
Yeah, they probably turned it off because they're like, "Fuck, we don't want to share information with the people," you know.
$311 of order revenue.
Oh my God, there you
go. I'm glad I made $6 off of it all.
It's so hot right now. $6? Shit. Yes.
But I can't even pay my membership subscription with that.
We do have a question in the chat. Good evening from our Toronto. Are we able to know whether ships are passing through the Strait of Hormuz? I can tell you that they aren't. As a fairly blanket statement. Let me find there's a shipping tracker I used to watch because the oil tankers being stuck. More options. Off. Reject all. Save and exit. There we go. I used to watch quite a bit because I would want to find out where the oil tankers are sitting. Are just sitting, right? Because it's one of the ways that like oil companies will artificially manufacture the idea that there's a shortage of supply, right? So what they'll do is they fill up all of these shipping containers and then they just leave them out in the ocean, right? So think of it as like if the oil companies had a strategic oil supply, right? Sort of like most countries do. That's how, Exxon, all these companies, that's how they hide their basically excess inventory, I guess is kind of the better way to put it. So I used to watch it quite a bit. Marinetraffic.com. This actually shows you ships live tracking all the pings of all the boats. So if you look at my screen right now, this is what it looks like. You can go and look and see what boat is where. This is the Benedict. This is the new. This is the is key. But this is the Strait of Hormuz right here. And there's always tons of boats going through here. I believe this is 20 miles across somewhere. One of these spots is 20 miles across. And this is always filled with boats going through it. Both directions. And as you can see, these guys are in a holding pattern over here. All these boats are all stopped and just waiting to see what happens. Everything in here's stuck. All the red shit means that it just has all the red arrows and the red boats and the red dots and all that shit. It has nowhere to go. It's basically what the ping is that it's putting out. I believe you can actually pull up. Yeah, there you go. Each one of the pings you can pull up and see what boat it is. So this is the College E Fars. You can look up what boat it is. This is what it's registered as. This is who it's from. What the vessel details are. You can go to this whole page where you can go look and find out what this whole thing is about. What flag is this? Tuvalu? Tuvalu is a place, right? Was that like an island somewhere? Sure. Can you look that up? Tuvalu?
I can.
What is that, like a... Isn't that like a just like a fucking island in the middle of nowhere? So floating storage production, detailed vessel type. It's a tanker, hazard A, class A. Here's its call sign. Here's its draught. Draft. Why is the draft spelled draught? I don't know.
Tuvalu is an island country in the Polynesian subregion of Oceania in the Pacific.
Well, there you go. That's where this boat's from.
Midway between Hawaii and Australia.
So you can go through and you can look at because all of these boats are required to be registered. So you can actually go up and look what the ping is. I forget the name of. There's a device that basically just pings what boat this is. So this boat right here is a fishing boat. You can look up more details on it. Let's see what's over here. Yeah, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 tankers right over here that are all just sitting. Yeah. So you can really look and see like what's going on. So if you look at the Strait of Hormuz, right? What's happening right now is all these boats are all going over here to try and get through to supply. But you can actually look on the world and see just like how many fucking boats are going at all times. It's crazy. It's crazy when you really look at it. You're like, holy fucking shit. You know?
Right.
And so, I mean, you as a person can just go look this up now, which is another reason why I say that, like, a president of the United States is fucking a stupid, archaic idea, right? Like, right now, we can just go find out what is this boat here. Right now, we have the technology to go find out. This is the Palladium. Let's go look it up. Let's see what it is. Let's see where it's going. What's happening with it. It's out of Liberia. It's a Class A tanker. It's a crude oil tanker out of Liberia. It's pretty shallow in the water, which means it's probably empty right now. Because wouldn't the draft be like...
It would be, yeah, really deep if you were.
The draft would be like 28 meters, right, instead of 14. So it's probably empty right now. It's going wherever the fuck it's going. I mean, that's my point, is that like we have an endless amount of easy access to information, communication, all of this kind of stuff. There's just really no reason for the idea that like we need a king. Like, it's just fucking stupid. Expand the actual governance body of all of these countries. Like, there's just no reason to have a fucking archduke, you know, or whatever, you know. It's the Duke of Atreides, right? Like, we don't need it. It's completely stupid and arcane. Lumpy Dog says, "Where's the Corvus grilling channel?" I honestly don't grill that much. I don't grill that often. People know that I'm a classically trained chef, so people have asked like probably 100,000 times, like, "Where's your cooking channel?" Refer to my previous statement, right? That like I would need somebody to sponsor doing that channel. You know, like I would need help funding and being able to do that channel, because the bigger problem is it's not like doing the work. Doing the work is not the problem. I could do the work. I could easily accomplish the work. While I'm doing the work, I am not being compensated in any way, shape, or form. Okay? And the way that the world is currently structured, right, is that you need to have some sort of economic viability within this overbearing capitalistic system in which I live in order to just exist as a person. I would gladly take a contract to go do a cooking show. I would do that. Now, I wouldn't do it for $5 an hour or 12 cents an hour, or I spend $300 and make 12 cents after fucking 30 hours of work, right? That's the problem. That's the big gigantic problem. That is the big overbearing issue. Like, Steve and I talked about it quite a bit, like when we were when I was in Washington D.C. with them, that like I would love to be making content. There was a point in time where my channel was probably doing well enough to be like, let's just keep investing in it. But I was offered an hourly job, essentially. It was an hourly job that was paid salary to work for the aquarium co-op, building all of their stuff. Right? That's another thing I need to remind people, that like I wasn't a content creator for Aquarium Co-op. I wasn't making videos for Aquarium Co-op. I was building all of their shit. So I was doing all of their construction work for them. That was my job there.
You just happen to be more dynamic than the owner. Sorry.
That's people can have that opinion. You are welcome to have an opinion. I don't know. Did we just get kicked off YouTube? We might have.
Nope.
I don't know. Everything just dropped off on my control panel. So I don't know. Okay. Either way, I'll just keep saying what I'm saying because at least you could hear it. So yeah, I still have to pay the bills. I mean, I still have to pay the bills. I have a kid at home. I got offered that job, and it seemed like, hey, this is a good job to take. I'll spend, at the time I was spending 4 days a week. I mean, the reality is that it was 4 days a week where I was scheduled to do like basically 12 hours of work a day plus the commute, right? So to me, that was fine. For the amount of money I was making, it's like, okay, I have a job. It wasn't like, oh, wow, I'm making mind-bending amounts of money that I'll be able to just save a shitload of money and then be independently wealthy or something. I don't know what the fuck people thought was going on. We tried to do, a podcast that had very little interest from the people at Aquarium Co-op to keep doing it, so we stopped doing it. Mainly because, as I was told at the time, that it just wasn't making enough money. and it wasn't holding their interest, so they didn't want to do it anymore. We also, we went traveling around to do all sorts of stuff, and I'm sure you guys saw the content that came out of that. On top of doing all that stuff, then there was a pandemic, which I don't know if you guys have fully recovered from the pandemic. I consistently hear people talk about how it was a generational issue, right, of the pandemic. And the weird thing is that like the pandemic got made into a generational issue. I wholeheartedly believe from unscrupulous fucking pieces of shit, like Joe Rogan would be a perfect example. That when you say it's like, well, we politicized the pandemic, and it's like the president of the United States was actively mishandling reacting to a pandemic, right? Was regularly going on TV every day, spreading absolute disinformation about, well, maybe if you put some bleach in your body, then you won't get it. The fuck are we talking about, right? People freaked the fuck out because you had to wear masks when you went out in public, so you would stop spreading fucking COVID to people, which, by the way, now is just everywhere. You could just catch COVID tomorrow, right? Like, but now it's just a normal thing, right? Now it's just a normal thing because COVID has been around so long that all of the people that were being fucking ostracized for being cautious about COVID are, by the way, often the people that found out the solution on how to treat COVID, right? So, it's kind of one of those weird things, right? People freaked the fuck out. Then we had January 6th. I honestly don't think that there is a world where the president of the United States encourages a rally to come disrupt finalizing the presidential election. There's a riot where people are spreading shit. They broke the windows. They busted in there. A lady got shot by the FBI or Secret Service, right? Some people died. We watched it on TV. We all watched it live. Now a bunch of those people are like, it was a peaceful protest where people were paraded through. What the fuck are you talking about, right? I'm actively and daily dealing with groups of people who can't even accurately remember history that happened while you were alive just a couple years ago.
On TV in front of them.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, how many J6ers that were pardoned by the president are back in prison for fucking molesting kids? Let's just that simple fact, right? Like, just that simple fact should be insane. But the U.S. military just blew up an Iranian ship off the shore of Sri Lanka. What was the Iranian ship doing? Sitting in the water. It wasn't doing anything. Was it like attacking the U.S.? No. It was just sitting there in a joint military fucking exercise. That was invited to be there. But like, oh, yeah, well, whatever. Right? Like, what? I'm regularly and daily surrounded by people that just don't even give a fuck about this stuff. So people ask me, they're like, hey, I don't really want to talk about politics or whatever. And you're like, okay, are you about to tell me that the Dow Jones is over 50,000? Is that what's going to happen here in a minute? Because you don't want to talk politics because the Dow Jones is over 50,000? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm surrounded. There's people, they're like we're living in the actual body snatchers time, right? Like, I feel like half the time I'm talking to a fucking space alien that's like, did you know the Dow was over 50,000? Like, what? We don't have health care, man. Like,
right.
Donald Trump came out 11 fucking years ago and was like, we have a plan to fix health care. The most recent thing that they said is that they were just going to send a $2,000 check to people, which, by the way, I don't see any reason in my mind to accept that to be any form of true. Okay. Also, I don't know a single person in the United States that it costs $2,000 a year for health insurance. Right? Like, I'm 45 years old. I'm in pretty good shape. I could afford to lose a few pounds so that next time I'm at the beach, people will think about like how fat my dick is instead of how fat my belly is. I get it, but I'm in good shape. I'm able-bodied. I run around and do all that stuff. I don't have any like pre-existing conditions necessarily. My insurance is like $8,000 a year. So you're going to send me a $2,000 check for something that costs $8,000? What?
Right. And tell me I'm going to save money somehow.
Huh? The fuck are we talking about? Oh, after 11 years, that's the plan that they've come up with. Like, that's it. We're going to just send some checks to people. Check back in 2 weeks. Right? No plan. By the way, and how many times have I had to have a conversation with people about how god-awful Obamacare was, but that the Affordable Care Act was reasonable? Right? Same fucking thing, you stupid asshole. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. And then also I'd have the conversation with, once they figured out that the ACA was Obamacare, then they would turn around and tell me it was illegal. What? And I would also like to point out that the guy that framed the Affordable Care Act was a fucking conservative Republican. Then they would go, well, that's a rhino. That's a Republican in name only. And you're like, what? But the rhino thing only comes from the fact that the right-wing conservatives in the United States have been going around telling people for the last 5 years, randomly, out of the blue, that, oh, did you know the Nazis were socialists? With, like, zero inclination of, like, fucking historical facts as to, like, why the Nazi Party would have fucking named themselves that. It really takes you reading only the first third of a book. You don't even need to read the whole fucking thing to realize that, like, oh, the Nazi Party glommed on to a fucking populist thing that was happening in Germany, right? Executed all of the fucking socialists, by the way, after the fact, just so that their political party could seem like something that was reasonable, because we didn't have the communication that we do now. Like the fact that I just looked up, you could go look up all the boats, right? Because Hitler used to go around and do these fucking preaching party fucking bullshit, Donald Trump style preaching events, but they didn't have cameras and ways to record the shit and broadcast it to other people back then, because you would have to have listened to a specific radio station, I'm sure. And my guess was that people were probably pretty busy listening to fucking waltz music and shit like that and fucking weird German polka. You know what I'm talking about? You know, they were probably doing that shit, so then he would just go to another city and lie to those people too. Which, by the way, is another one of the exact same things that Trump has been doing for the last fucking 10 years. It's insane. And so people would go like, well, why don't you make some more fish content? And I'm like, about what? You know, I got 1,000 fucking fish videos up there, setting up fish tanks, breaking down fish tanks, talking about plants, talking about all sorts of shit, doing stupid stuff, throwing things into tanks. Here's 200 fucking rasboras. You'll never do this. It's too expensive, right? I have tons of videos of that shit. You know, so like, you want me to just go remake all those videos? Or, like, make another sump video? It's like, I don't, just go watch the old one. And you know what? Maybe I will make some of those videos at some point. This isn't a rant about how, like, I don't want to make videos. I have a fucking camera right here. I have another camera right here. You know why? Because I like making fucking video shit. I just don't have time to edit all this stuff. So I record a bunch of it. I have shitloads of fucking recorded stuff. I don't have time to fucking edit it, make a thumbnail for it, A/B test the thumbnails, which you have to do now. It's fucking what? Yeah. It was like the whole reason like AI was coming around was so that like AI could do that kind of shit for you. Nope, it can't. But it could produce you a fucking it could produce you an image, a fake image of the ice skater's feet. Did you see that?
No, happily.
Yeah, there's a fake image going around of the ice skater. What's her name? Like
Amber or the other one?
It's gold.
Elise.
Metal. Her name's like Lucy Liu or something. Alyssa Liu.
Okay, so Alyssa Liu, not Amber.
Not
Glenn.
Lucy. Not Lucy Liu. Alyssa Liu. I knew it was a Liu. There's an image of her in the locker room. Oh, I don't know if Google search is gonna get it. She was like sitting in the locker room with her gold medal on, and somebody used AI to have her feet in the forefront of the image, right? I don't know where the image is. I can't find it. But
like pink feet or feet like weird feet?
Feet. The things that hang off the end of your leg. What the fuck do you think I'm talking about? Feet.
Well,
feet. Little toesies. Little tootsies. The goddamn fucking tootsie feets.
Are they doing it for fetish purposes, or were they doing it just because? Is where I was going with that. But okay.
The only reason anyone would want to see anyone's feet is for fetish reasons. Well, it's the only reason.
Okay.
And I still don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't want to see anyone's. I don't want to see my feet. I don't want to see fucking Marilyn Monroe's feet. I don't want to see. I don't know who's hot right now. I don't know who. I don't want to see any attractive woman's feet. I don't want to see anyone's fucking feet. I hate feet. They're disgusting. They're fucking gross. It's hilarious to make fun of people that want feet pics because they're fucking freaks. They're disgusting fucking pieces of shit. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want it. My point was AI is out here making fucking fake images of gold-winning ice skaters' feet, but you can't really use it to do any of that other fucking tedious work that I was talking about, which, by the way, was what we were sold that AI was going to do. And it ain't doing that. All it's doing is spitting out bullshit to people like fucking Donald Trump that type into it and ask it questions and think that it's giving them a fucking weird, cool robot answer, right? But it's not. It's just being fed a load of fucking horse shit by people like Elon Musk who are fucking with it to teach him, oh, you know what you should do is you should invade Iran now, right? That's basically what's happening. If you wanted like a full-throated explanation of what I think is going on with this administration is using ChatGPT, what's the OpenAI, Claude, Grok. They're using all of this AI as full-on advisors. I guarantee you that is what's happening.
They're supposedly not using Claude anymore because
I don't give a fuck what they're lying about. I don't care. I do not care what they are lying about.
Right.
My point is, if you wanted a full-throated explanation as to what I think this administration is doing, is at every level from the Donald Trump down, they are getting all of their advice from these AI models that are telling them what to do. That is it. RFK has submitted fucking ChatGPT to the Department of Health Services. Pete Hegseth has submitted fucking ChatGPT style shit to the Department of now War instead of Defense. I guarantee you Pam Bondi is utilizing Claude, ChatGPT, whatever, to go through the Epstein files. Because as you can see, they fucked up over and over and over again and released a bunch of shit that they weren't supposed to release. They've since they deleted a bunch of shit. They've not released a bunch of stuff. which I guarantee you, the reason there's so many fucking failings on releasing the Epstein files is because they were using fucking ChatGPT and stuff like that to edit it.
Right.
Because if they had actually spent the 10,000 overtime hours, right, to have humans go through it, it's not very difficult for a human to review a page and cut out. God, fuck. My throat is killing me. And cut out the shit out of a document that you don't want released. It's not hard for a person to do that. You know, it's hard. You know who's hard up doing that is a fucking bot.
Yeah.
They go through and they cut out a bunch of shit and they're like, "Yeah, hey, we're done. We got it." A proofread? No. I proofread it 1,000 times already. It's good. Okay. Oh well, it's good. All right, we're good. But there is one thing that's pretty easy to do is when you transfer a bunch of money for 10,000 hours of overtime and somehow, woo, it all goes missing. Yeah. Anyhow, my throat's starting to get scratchy because I still have the phlegm left over from this cold, so I'm going to call it for today. But thanks, everybody, for coming out.